Hello everybody, welcome back to another replay analysis by myself, Shikabane. We're back in the Global Elites today here, back in my natural element of Fog of War. As you know, Fog of War is my preferred game mode. We've had a lot of standard battles on the channel recently, but today we're finally back in the best game mode, in the Fog, with the Goblins. So today we have the map here, Intelligent System V2. And let me discuss this map a little bit, because I have some opinions about it. So this is a base flight map, 21k income percent, so high income for a base flight map. And now you might say base flight, but there's 3 bases, and you're correct. You have the 2 bases over here, which are your main actually like producing bases, and then you have this base back here, which is completely blocked off by pipes. It is your basically snake in the grass base. But it's not really useful for anything. It's really just there to basically do one of 2 things. The base in the back, you can produce 2 units from it realistically. One is a recon. A recon from this base will see this base and the airport, which is really, really strong. I really do not like how strong recons are for this base. I really think they're actually kind of silly in terms of how much value you get in terms of knowledge. Because while you only see 2 bases, you can infer what's being made here based on what's here. Because again, we're at 21k per side. So if you see like a battlecopter tank here, you'd probably assume this is an infantry. Inverse, if this is an infantry battlecopter, you can probably see a tank. If you see like infantry no battlecopter, you can probably assume it's a tech up. So it's really, I really don't like this bat base. I think it's actually a little overpowered in terms of raw intel you get. The other unit you can build here is a missiles and lock the airport. Now obviously it's not completely uncounterable. If your opponent notices the unit here, they can just buy an artillery, plop it here, start blasting away. So you know you shoot it. It's probably going to take 2 artillery shells to kill it. You know it's going to drain your funds. So there is a cost to both, especially if you go to missiles here. Very very risky engagement to go to missiles. So that being said, I'm not a big fan of this map. I think the back base is a little too overpowered for my liking. I really don't like. Sea and fog intel for me is like so important. So just this really cheap, easy 4K to get so much knowledge on your opponent's builds. To me, anyway, not a fan. Not a fan of that. So, what else don't I like about this map? Well, to answer that, we have to look at the map analysis here. This is, again, the handy-dandy Tamper Monkey extension for the map analyzer. I highly, highly recommend, if you're trying to get better at reading maps, to really use this tool. It's so helpful. So if I click Analyze here with 2 turns, oops, hit Show, you can see why I'm not a big fan of it. The only 2 really contestable properties are these 2. These 2 are in reinforce of the strong side here, and the comm tower and this property are in reinforced from here in 2 turns. Meaning there's not really that many contested properties on a high income map. So even if you get both of them, it doesn't feel super rewarding. You basically have to get all 4 before your opponent's really gonna notice the income dent. At least that's how I feel. You can maybe do something here, because the only tile they can attack from is a road. But realistically, the main property you're going to fight for are this one here and this one in the corner. Notably as well, if you add a copter into the mix and you bust this pipe seam, you can reinforce this one in 2 turns. Now, this pipe seam is not super worth busting, but it does just go to show how I feel it doesn't have the most... I like maps with a lot of contested properties. And this one having so few it just doesn't it doesn't sit right with me. So I don't like the bat base. I don't like how few contestants there are. I feel like it's kind of now I will say this match was done before I started using this tool. So keep in mind I don't fully know where the contestants are at this point as much as I do now. But in my opinion, I just don't like this map. Not a big fan. Now, talking about CO matchup, we're both matched, and it's base light. It's base light, which means there's going to be a lot of battlecopters, a lot of tanks. It's you pick maps. You can't stall here. There's not really good terrain to stall at all if you look to the fronts. So like Eagle, Olaf's gonna have a really hard time fighting maps. Tier 1, this is a bomb bolt map all the way. I would never go. I would never go Sasha here. The income's too high for her. Hawk maybe, but for me this is a bomb bolt. This is a match map. Tier 4, I'm probably going like Jess here because just the amount of tanks and vehicles. Because while there are a lot of copters that Jess will have, her tanks are just going to be so good at fighting on all this terrain down here. So yeah, very, very brawly map, this one. So we both picked maps, and I agree, both of us. AyAyon, he is almost, just shy of 1100 elo, I think, at the time of recording this. This match finished up about a week ago. So, I'm still a little sick right now, so forgive the voice discrepancies here. But I think we've had enough preamble. So I've talked about the map. Let's get into it. As usual in my Jade Sun colors. Both moving out. I'm ignoring this bad cap. I want to get out here sooner. Particularly against Max, you can kind of expect a recon opener, I think. I think we both have to do. Even the second infantry is like, I'm not going for that. I'm not worried about these bad caps. I'll hit them eventually. Wrap around here, grab that. And yep, day 3 recon. Now, this is technically the strong side. Copters can go either way. You can technically kind of make your strong side either side on this map. This side can go this way to reinforce, but it's really up to you where you want to be strong. Another thing I noticed, he went for this bad cap early, instead of going here to grab that. And yep, he mirrors me. Day 3 recons. It's Max. I think I kind of predicted this. Now, the thing is, you don't know which base they're going to build the recon from. That's the thing. I'm expecting a recon. I don't know if he's built it here or if I built it here. There's a chance he doesn't open recon, of course, but I'm like, it's Max. He's not opening ABC. Let's be so real. So, we zip you down here. Immediately get in range of the comm tower. The comm tower, I feel like, is kind of a noob trap. A trap that I, myself, will fall into, as we're going to see again. I didn't fully know. But it's not really contestable. Tanks to get 2 turns onto the comm tower, and there's a nice silo there to help defend it. So once that comm tower is captured, it's really difficult to switch. I really like this. I like going here. This middle city's not very contestable. And I do that too. Recon swings in, sees nothing. I'm expecting to maybe get like a turn or 2 of harass. Black boat moves off the lab. This black boat's not super useful, but it can help you deal with a few early properties. And I think my opponent is also to use the black boat. I think we both leave this port uncapped for a long time. Capture there. It's okay. Goes on to the comm tower. That is his comm tower. Builds a tank from this base. I still see nothing. I'm like, okay. Looking at where my infantry is, there is a pretty good chance that his infantry is right on this tile. Right here. So, my move here is to trap his infantry. So I go out of the city. Cap that. Recons down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't see. Can't interrupt. I go here because I want to start getting this property. Capture that. Go here to get range of that property. Here. There is a middle property, but it's not really contestable at all. I would ignore this property. I go here, and sure enough, right on the money. Now, why am I so sure about this? It's about looking at where your units are in terms of infantry, and it's a reasonable suspicion, based on where my infantry are, that he could probably have an infantry either right around here and one right here. So, sure enough, I spot the little penguin. He doesn't see me. He's all happy as can be. That little penguin comes up here, sees him capping that. Out of range. I think he took a bit of a too much of a passive move with this recon. So we go back to the previous turn here. If this recon went here instead of the comm tower, it could have seen me and potentially gotten an interrupt. But because he didn't do that, can't see nothing. Sees these two properties. Gets trapped. My plan works. Was very proud of that move. Such a simple little move, but and he immediately went, oh, double tank. Now, honestly, you could have sent this tank this way. But I don't mind another tank. Tanks are always good. So there'd be a lot of tanks in the map. Capture that. Get my property up here. Feeling pretty happy about it. Grab that property. At this point, because I don't see anything, I'm suspecting there's a recon in this area already. Why do I suspect there's a recon in that area? Because I haven't seen one here yet. And if he had a recon from this base, it would have definitely shown itself by now. So that means there's either a tank over here, and he did a tank opener, or there's a recon over here. And because it's matched, I'm kind of anticipating a recon. Now, that being said, I notice I've got two vehicles. Now, he doesn't know where my other vehicles could be. So, capture that. Tank goes down. Honestly, this tank should go here. I don't like this move. This is the whole thing. Take a shot. Smack it! That infantry ain't capturing nothing anymore. That's a hurt pengu right there. I cap. Now, I'm just saying, you would expect there to be a recon. Why are you capping in the face of the recon? He doesn't know where a tank is. I built a recon over here and I built a tank. Why do I need a recon? Not enough mountains. You gotta have recons in this map. I want to have at least 2 recons on the board at all times, ideally. Sure enough, recon sees me. Recon sees recon down here. Now, he has one vehicle out on the map. He can attack this. He can kill this, actually. But he runs the risk of me don't having a tank back here in Sweden City, so what will he do? Will he attack? Capping in the face of the recon that I said to do that. Bold move. Attach my infantry here. I understand this move. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets on the city, shoots the recon. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't get in this forest. If there is a tank here, it cannot hit you here. So I like this move. It's not a bad move at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't reach. Weakens this infantry, sure. But I did my cap. So I'm like, okay. So see the bluff work. Didn't have a tank, but because of vehicle knowledge, he assumes there could be a tank right here. And that's why I capped. So, I fall back. And it was in. Recon goes forward. I retreat. Because there could be a tank in the vicinity at this point. I've seen one recon. Could be a tank. Go on the silo. This tank here protects this tile, which is what I really like. So if they attack from here, go to Plowja, have another tank, and a recon. So I'm feeling pretty good here. My goal here is to secure that tower. Back over on blue side. What does the Riki choose to do? Captures his properties. Captures that. Tank. Goes to the forest. Stays hidden. Doesn't see me. Captures that. Very contested property. I'm nowhere near in range of it. So I've invested most of my gunpowder over here. You know, he's doing hard up here. Goes in. I interrupt this cap. Tanks move in. That tank goes there. Recon goes there. Capture. Now, why do I go for this capture? Remember, I know there's a recon here. However, the reason I go for this capture is because he did the move earlier. Remember when he struck this infantry? The only reason he would do this is if he suspected I had a tank over here. Otherwise, he would have taken me in. This tank does not cover this recon or this city. However, he thinks there's a tank over there. He doesn't know about my tanks. So as a result, I can be a little aggressive. Go in first copter. Copters are great. So we're both going strong on our vertical here. Actually, no, this is silly. This is overextended. I don't like this. My gamble is that he's over here. Now, he does have a tank. Goes and plows me. Captures the port. There's tank there. Good. 2-turn reinforce. I am overextended here. But I think he kind of blunders a little bit on this turn. Why? Because I've shown my hand. I made a mistake this turn. I showed you 2 tanks. You have 3 tanks and a recon on the board. You see... I'm sorry, 4 tanks. You see 2 tanks and a recon. That leaves 2 tanks unaccounted for. I think what he could have done is taken the shot here and demolished me up here instead. But instead we do a front shift, which I don't hate either. And then I plays defense over here. And I'm like, okay. Attack that. Attack that. Kill the tank. I'm still thinking he's up here. I'm unaware of the front shift. Go on the city to plow that infantry. I am overextended here. These are not contested properties. Grab that. Now the benefit of this move is that it's letting me get this contested city to match his. I see he doesn't have this one yet. Yeah, these are the 2 contested properties. Not that. Not that. These 2. These are what we want. This is the goal. I still don't have this port. I've just neglected it. Donor copter. And so the copter spam begins, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to base flight. Welcome to copters every turn. Now, what he wants to do here is move this recon get vision. Correct. Attach my infantry. Or plows my tank. 4-1. Goes hard over here. And I'm like, oh. And at this point, I'm like, okay. We overextended. We denied some income. We delayed it. Let's run away. However, seeing all this tells me he's let his foot up over here. I'm like, maybe I can make something happen up here. Tank, battlecopter, infantry. Pull back here, advance over here. Doesn't see anything. Goes to the cap. Now, I made a blunder here. You know what that blunder was? No vision of the city. So now this infantry would have to go and get vision of it. And I'm about to make another horrible, horrible blunder. So he kind of centralizes his forces. I like this. You know what that blunder was? Remember, this infantry's capping over here. One tile off. Do you know why I didn't look at the replay? That's right. I did not check the replay. I think I took this turn at work. Because some of these turns I took at work. And when I'm at work, I'm obviously playing on my phone. Why is that a bad thing? Sloppy. I would have known this infantry is capping. Tested city, completely interruptible. Look at his forces. He has nothing. Recon smacks this. What's he going to do? Recon and recon violence? Huge blunder. That's a big mistake. And I would know he was doing it. I just checked replay. In range of that. Join these tanks. I think a 5 is better. So. I build my sneaky Riki. The sneaky Riki. What does this tell me? That there's a tank here. Or an anti-air. Copter, infantry, vehicle here. This is what I'm talking about. This recon gives you so much intel. Now you might have noticed another thing too. This infantry hasn't moved. Why? Keep an eye on the base. If he builds a sneaky Riki of his own, I want to know about it. This infantry's job is to just chill in the city, attend, visit the local restaurants, he can have his spa day. But watch that base. No sneaky shenanigans for me. I hate this base. I'm not letting him get one over on me. So I'm just kind of pulling right now. I vote an anti-air. Now, I know some people say, like, oh, you don't need anti-air as matches. Copters are anti-air. This is only really true during his powers. I still like having anti-air. My opponent likes it too. Doesn't see anything, though. Kind of centralizing. But his forces, they're pulling. This is a scary little ball. Again, tank, copter, probably an infantry right there. This is the intel that you get from the recon. The recon is giving me 2 turns of intelligence on what he's building. Capture that, tank goes there. Reveal, and I'm like, oh. At this point, I realized I'm behind. Attack that. Wait, I need to get that. I need to catch up. I do panic a little bit. Notice I'm shifting my forces this direction. And kind of retreating down here, leaving a skeleton crew. Those 2 tanks. So okay. This is a scary force. But he also sees nothing here. I'm showing my hand a little bit as a result. What's here? Hoppers don't hide in force. He builds a sneaky Riki and I immediately. The infantry's like, recon! My opponent has known about this, by the way, because of these tank builds, but has chosen to ignore my sneaky Riki. But he's got a scary force down here. But he's kind of evenly split. Good amount of units over here, good amount of units over here. But I get my corner city. Attack there. Finish that. Attack that. Boomba, boomba, boomba. Going up. Yeah. I want to secure these properties. I have these properties. I want to win these properties. Have your properties. Win your properties. Yeah. The only test property in the map. We're dead even. 21k per side. That is equal. Kill a recon. Why am I doing that? I don't know how many recons he has, but I value the vision intel. What was it? I value intel. I am potentially stacking a tank, but I'm taking away a recon's worth of vision. Build artillery. Immediately. Max artillery. Why am I building max artillery? Kill that sneaky stun snitch. I don't want this guy anywhere near me. Give me my intel. Absolutely not. He falls back, cleans me there, and he starts pushing. He goes in, taps that property. Honestly, I would have maybe tried to go for both of them. Be a little stinky. Now again, the problem is, this is not a contested city. Attack there, attack there. Boomba. Boomba. Oh, we're about to watch something very sad. Remember how I said I took a few of these turns work? Two problems with taking turns at work. One, I'm on my phone, not my computer. So I'm a little more prone to mistakes. Two, I get distracted by customers. Why does this matter? You're about to see. What if I told you that blunder single-handedly changed this entire push? Recon goes in, sees nothing. This tank was supposed to go and attack. I misclicked. I misclicked a tile. And that's going to matter. You're going to see how much that matters. I remember I was so frustrated. I'm like, fucking damn it. This tank is now left at 5 HP. And that mistake is going to change the course of this entire push over here. Max Blast. I want you to watch this 5 HP tank that should be dead. Saps in. Gets vision. Knocks my anti-air. My second anti-air down to 3. I was mad. If I had not misclicked, this front is smashed. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. 2 HP tank, dead. We destroy it. We win the game on the spot. But because of that misclick, we're down in anti-air, effectively. And here comes his force. Smash my tank. Cleans me. Destroys me over here. My goal at this point is properties. I'm like, oh. I'm realizing how bad it is. Kill that one. Attack that. Kill that. Kill that. Now, what I should do is tap the city. Why the city? Look at these units. I can surround it a lot easier. Instead, I go for the greedy comm tower. With this infantry is already right here. Greedy! Attack that. I let him have this city. Nothing's over here. I'm like, okay, I gotta change my gears. Change gears immediately. I'm on full defense mode at this point. My contestants are falling. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Look at all these units. Wipes my last anti-air off the map. Buys. The greatest unit, the Neotank. Love Neotanks. However, it's not as great as you think. The thing about fog, I would say at least 40%, if not more, of a teched-up unit's value is in its surprise factor. However, my opponent has not cleared his recon. I see 1 infantry, no copter. That means there's either a medium tank or a Neotank here. Capture that. We've now traded contestants eventually. Honestly, I should have backed up at this point. But I was, like, tripling down at this point. Smash. I'm not allowing you to get the comm tower. Absolutely not. Artillery takes a shot. Kerpauga. I move my infantry for dealing with forward. Again, phone turns. You can just tell which turns I took on my phone. What did I say this infantry's job was? Watch the base. Stupid. I delete my recon. Why do I delete my recon, ladies and gentlemen? I want you to look at what units here. Unlike me, he doesn't have a man back here in the city on vacation. He has no bishop. Remember in the Fool's Gold video where I said I'm a gambling man? Deletes the recon. Why? Max missiles. Why do I build the missiles? Neotank. I know there's a Neo here. I know it. Or at least a medium tank. However, he has no tank this turn. I mean, he won't know it. And there is a not 0% chance he builds a copter before building a tank here. And I did a free copter go. And I get to weaken his front over here for who knows how many turns. Because Max has to buy the artillery, move into position. That's like 1 to buy the artillery, 1 to move it, and like 2 turns of shooting. That's 4 turns of airport lock at least. And I use his intel against him. Since he sees an infantry copter, he can likely assume there's a tank or an anti-air here. Which would make sense given my push down here. He just starts mopping my schlop. I really should have retreated last turn. It's a balancing act. I'm punching with both hands. I'm doing what Deej says to never do. I'm punching with both hands! This isn't One Piece. This is no Drum Drum Bazooka. This is Schlop Schlop Poozuka. And he builds an infantry here. Doesn't know, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Let's go! My gamble is off! Boom! I was so happy this turn. I'm like, you disrespected the base? Fool! Foolish, foolhardy fool. Kills sneaky. Absolutely devastating. I remember this turn was awesome. I was so... Now, I know he has an anti over here. However, he only has 1. So I have full retreat. I'm done punching with 2 hands. I cannot keep pushing. I recognize it. Buy more anti-air. I'm so done on him. His spy's gone. However, Mr. AyAyon! Mr. AyAyon is about to make a huge mistake. He keeps pushing. He keeps pushing. But retreats half his forces, so he's just leaving these short to that. This is super overextended. This is one turn from the base. One turn! Not two, one. Mr. AyAyon does not look at the replay himself and builds, I kid you not, a second battlecopter. He does not know his first one just died. Recon infantry. Still no vision of Missile-chan. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, I did the... There's no shot. It's a second copter. This missile has now profited, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it going to continue to deny the airport for like 3 to 4 days, but it's got 2 copter kills. However, you might have noticed the name of the video. We haven't talked much about it yet. It's coming. This artillery's job is just to watch the base. I actually switched these. I don't know why I did this. Keeps pushing in. But he's overextended. Doesn't even try to cap. He just leaves this to die. I understand, but it's time. It's time to go. It's time to schmo. And we both take defensive positions here because we both have max blast. So basically, we're each holding a tactical nuclear bomb, and we're just kind of staring at each other. Who's gonna launch first? Are you doing a max blast? Are you doing a max blast? Am I doing a max blast? So now we've entered into the staring contest part of the game. Also, I didn't point it out. Oh, it's not happened yet. So welcome to the big stare-off. Because neither one of us wants to lose the game. We both fought very hard. We made some mistakes. Built T-Copter. AyAyon, he's got a lot of mun-muns. What's he going to do with them? This is the problem. Because he doesn't have the infantry here, he can't keep constant vision on the space. Builds another Neotank. AyAyon, he loves his Neotanks. This isn't the last Neo. He's spoilers. But he's not quite done building Neotanks yet. Attack that. Hate that recon. I start to advance down there a little bit. But still, the big staring contest. I like to T-Copter at this point in the game because we're running low on infantry. We're going to need more infantry to get to the front lines. Attacked by Missile-chan. Salute for the Missile-chan. Sees this, runs away. And we're both just culminating. Who will max blast first? Kill that. Or tap that, rather. Again, not contested. I should be trying to push back down here again. This is what I'm talking about when I said I didn't fully understand the map at the time. This is what I mean. But now, we're slowly pushing forward here. The culmination of units. Kills my Missile-chan. Rest in peace, Missile-chan. However, one thing he does that I really disagree with, reveals his Neotank to me to kill a 5 HP Schlop infantry. Third Neotank rolls in. 3 golf balls. 3 golf balls. Now, I see this golf ball. Goes in a recon. I heard it. The artillery's still here, bud. Kill. I'm like, okay, there's the Neotank we saw earlier. I don't know he has a second or third one. God. But this Neotank, my goal here is to destroy it. Again, this isn't going to happen. I kind of centralized my copters. I don't remember why. I think, I just kind of saw recon and went, this is that tank. But now, we're culminating our units. The maximum blast is coming. Kill my tank. But he's running well on recons. These two are back here. I'm trying to bait this Neotank. I want the Neotank to come snap me. And a different Neotank attacks. At this point, I was like, oh, there's two? There's three. 3 golf balls. Finish that recon again. Max velocity! I fire my nuclear warhead. Boom! 3! And at this point, I'm like... 3? So at this point, this tells me a lot. Every Neotank is 3 tanks you don't have. So these are very high investments. This tells me I've got way more of a ground force than he does. He simply doesn't have it. So every unit I kill here is now worth twice as much. Because Neotanks, they're strong. However, I know that there's less of them now. I know. Attack. Now, Mr. AyAyon, who's been parentally tied with me the entire game, his Neotank investments. What's he have to fight over here? He has nothing. This front's dead. This front's completely destroyed. He has 2 golf balls. This is the last of his forces. He has nothing over here. He has an anti-air, a recon, and 2 Schwab tanks. This front is crushed. He's doing what he can. Killing what he can. But I opted for numbers, ladies and gentlemen. And he builds 4. The 4 Neotank doubles down. I keep going. Every Neotank he has is units he doesn't have elsewhere. Keep going. Capture that property. Attack that. Look at this. Build a golf ball mountain. I'm like, okay. And look at this. Look at how little vision. He can't see anything. He has 2 golf balls. A 3rd golf ball, actually. I'm actually overextended. 3 golf balls. An anti-air and a copter. 18 units to 35. He has 113k value. But 66k of that is Neotanks. Just consider that. And 75 of that's the black boat. So most of his value is comprised in either his transport unit and his Neotanks. He has 49k worth of tank, 1 recon, 9.6k of anti-air. And he can't see anything. I'm threatening him on all fronts. I'm threatening his tower. I'm threatening him here. He needs to hit this or I gotta get this non-contested city. I'm getting this city. AyAyon. All these Neotanks. Max blast. 1 shot. One shot. Has to use his Neotank to attack infantry, because he has nothing left. Because he's doing everything he can with what he has left, but he just doesn't have anything left. And he resigns, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is over. Just like that. After everything. I couldn't believe it. This game was very stressful for me, and I don't think I can undersell just how I felt when I was relieved that I saw AyAyon had resigned, because we were very back and forth about this game. I made this huge blunder. I can't tell you, where is it, how mad I was at this turn. I was fuming. I would have won the game on the spot. I'm convinced I would have won the game on the spot. He would not have any response to his anti-air. He'd have a 2 HP tank. But in the end, what won me the game was not anything more than might over masses. The triple Neo. The quadruple Neo. Where's the word? The fourth Neotank. Neotank, Neotank, Neotank. Neotanks, I call them the best unit. However, too much of a good thing can be bad for you. Too many golf balls, and your army will crumble because I kill everything around it. This is a good counter to medium to tech up spam, is to kill everything around the tech up. Look at Bro's vision. He sees maybe like what, 35% of this map right now? This is his only recon. He has no healthy tanks. One healthy copter and an anti-air. And golf balls. You know, I'm eating the map. He has to use Neotanks to attack infantry because he has nothing else that can. And this is where we're at. The lesson of today is moderation. That's just 2 lessons. Now why? First lesson is to not take your very important global lead turns on your phone at work. This game would have been crushed had I not misclicked that tank. But for AyAyon, moderation. Imagine if we had a more well-balanced army here, I would not have been able to slay you as much as I did. 1 Neotank's cool. I don't even think the second Neotank's bad. After that, though, Neotanks are powerful units. They only kill 1 unit at a time. So, thank you all so much for watching this one. This was a wacky game for me. Oh, and AyAyon, please make sure you notice when your opponent builds a missiles next time, bro. I robbed you, man. I pulled a Bengineer, and I just unaware of the max missiles. I'll see you all later. I wish you the best. Have a great day. Bye-bye.